It's time for the October spooky budget. Actually, this year the budget probably won't be that spooky. We're not doing a lot of Halloween stuff because usually Halloween stuff is all about being around a lot of people, and we are still in the middle of a pandemic. Therefore, we won't have a lot of extra Halloween stuff in the budget, but I'm still trying to feel the spirit of the season, and I am excited about the budget that I'm about to show you guys. If you are new here, my name is Mary. This is Pennies Not Perfection, and we talk about budgeting. I share my personal budgets, and we talk about all the ways that money can help you achieve your goals and achieve the things that you want in life, like freedom, buying homes, all of those great things that money can be a tool to help you achieve. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you're very excited that it's already October, give the like button a smash and we will get started with the video. We are starting out the month with our anniversary trip, so we are doing a little bit of spending on travel, but after that ends, the rest of the month should be smooth sailing and no spending. So let's get into the budget and talk about what we have planned for the month of October 2020. Let's hop into this monthly budget sheet I have. This is kind of a new one. I've been adjusting the one I've been using to make it a little bit more simple. So there's less categories. There's just fixed expenses, variable expenses, and pay yourself first. This is the monthly budget version of it. I even took off the date. So it's just really basic and simple. Lately, that's all I really need. I'm doing as simple as possible so that I will do budgets and stick to them. I just want to write everything down in the beginning of the month or the paycheck period, and then I do all of my tracking on my Mint app. I do this because we are not using any cash right now at all. Everything is digital or with cards, so there's really no reason for me to do cash envelopes or anything like that. So it's just easier to do all of the tracking in one spot, so I do it all on mint.com. So for October, we are anticipating $5,200 for income. I'm hoping it's more than that, but I'm really just not sure, so I want to budget on the low side. I always do my monthly budget on the lowest possible income that we can have, and then when paychecks come in and they're higher, then I adjust and budget with extra stuff then. So for this month, we are doing $400 for my Roth IRA. That's $100 a week, and then we are going to throw some of our actual income toward debt this time. We're going to put $275 toward debt. We're doing this because if I average what I've been doing in extra income, throwing that toward the debt, we're not going to necessarily hit toward the end of the year finishing up the debt. So I want to speed it up a little bit, which is why I decided to put money from our regular budget into the debt payoff. Normally, I do just use my side income, which is not part of these budgets. So for our fixed expenses, we do have our mortgage payment, and that is $1,300 for the month. Then we have tuition, which is my daughter's preschool tuition, and that's $790 a month, and that is instead of cash like the old daycare, it's now a twice a month withdrawal from our bank account. And then I do have therapy appointments scheduled for $130 a pop, so two of them is $260 for the month, and then our internet bill is $70. Then we do save for our Mint mobile plan. It's prepaid, but we do a sinking fund for that. So I'm just going to start putting it in fixed expenses because we do have to save $50 every month in order to pay that in a year when it comes up due. I may be switching to the $30 plan for them. It's unlimited. I'm currently on the $25 plan, which does have a cap, but I rarely hit it. So I'm kind of on the fence on that. Then we have Bestow, which is my life insurance, and that is $33 a month. That is on top of the plan I have at work, so I have $300,000 with Bestow. And I do have a security system monitoring bill, so that is $25 a month. We don't have a ton of bills and subscriptions, so the only one after that is Netflix, and that is $15 per month. Someone did ask about subscriptions, and I do pay for a Spotify subscription, but I pay for it through my personal money, so that is never in our specific budget because I'm the only one that uses it, so I pay for it just with my own money every single month. So our bills for the month, our fixed expenses equal $2,543. So after that, we move on to our variable expenses, and these are things that either we don't have the specific amount, and when we start budgeting, like our utilities, it changes every month. And then things that are like sinking funds or variable expenses that we can cut if we really need to pay for other things. We do have some categories that are very steady, and we found a number that works for us. So our grocery/household spending is $125 a week, and that's $500 a month because there's normally 4 months in a month, and that has worked out really well for us. Then for personal spending, we're going to up mine to $100 every paycheck, so that's $200 for each of us.
So $400 for the month, and that is how we pay for things that are only for us, things like my Spotify subscription, or if we want clothes or anything like that. We don't really do a household budget for it. We do it from our personal spending. However, my husband and I talked and we decided that we're going to throw half of our personal money toward the debt just to speed it up. So we'll have $475 at minimum going toward debt from our personal and monthly budget. So that way we are just putting a little bit over $100 a week toward the debt payoff so that it will be done hopefully by January. I've adjusted kind of my mindset to not finishing at the end of the year, but finishing in January, because I know that my December 2020 paycheck will come in January. So it's a little bit easier for me to realize that that large paycheck will be in January. So I just need to focus on aiming to hit a $0 payoff in January. So our budget for gas is $150 for the month. Our giving budget is $200, so $100 per paycheck. And then we are going to put $200 toward travel to finish paying up for the trip that we're taking in the beginning of the month. And then there won't be anything after that. Travel will kind of stop. And then we do usually have a $50 miscellaneous category for anything that pops up that we didn't expect, or things like my daughter's school is now constantly sending us things that are $5 a week for t-shirts and stuff like that. So that's kind of what gets covered in miscellaneous. Then our sinking funds are car insurance, $75, life insurance, $35. And this is just how we save up to pay for bills that are coming in the future, or bills that we expect. Like our dogs always have vet bills, even if they're not specific at a certain time that we know are coming. So we just put aside money so that that will happen in the future and we'll have money for it. Our dogs get $100 this month because, as you can see, I'm about to go over the sinking fund balances of all my accounts that I have, and the dogs they're wiped out. So they get to rebuild their sinking fund. I haven't shared my sinking fund balances in a while. I don't do it every month because it's kind of boring. They add up and then they get depleted, or they add up and then a little comes out. So it's back and forth all the time. There's never like a steady amount that's in these accounts. The car repair sinking fund currently has $102 in it. So that is getting rebuilt after we have paid for like oil changes and stuff like that. Then our car insurance fund is at $225. We will have our bill coming up soon to pay for 6 months of car insurance. Then our life insurance account is $35 because we have had 1 month since we paid that bill. It's paid quarterly. Then our Christmas sinking fund is not huge this year because we're going to use gift cards and things from other places like Fetch Rewards and Ibotta and credit card points. But we do have $100 in there, so that is being slowly kind of built up to a little amount. And then I realized I wrote life insurance twice, which was totally unnecessary, so I had to cross it out. Our home sinking fund is also another one that's been used kind of a lot in the last year, so it's at $18. Pretty much whenever we put money in there, it's pretty much almost instantly coming out because we have so many projects. And then last month we took our dogs to the vet, so that bill was enough to wipe out their entire account, which had been kind of building up over almost a year. So it's pretty much at zero. I think there's a couple cents in there, but they're going to have to rebuild that, or I'm rebuilding it for them, because they will have vet visits, heartworm medicine, all that stuff. It comes every year, so we know to expect it. And our variable expenses for the month are going to be $1,960, kind of at minimum. So down at the bottom of my sheet, I like to do a little recap, which is our income for the month is going to be $5,200, and then we're going to have expenses of $5,178. That leaves us with $22 as a little bit of a buffer. And of course, these numbers aren't as exact as our paycheck numbers are because this is more of an estimate for us, but it just gives us a nice layout so I can take this and get more specific when I have actual numbers.
And there you have it. I am super excited about this budget, about being in the fall months of the year. It's been a really weird year. Y'all know all about it. But I am excited about our financial success this year, and hopefully this budget pushes us a little bit closer to achieving the goals that we have set for ourselves. I know that personally my goals are to pay off debt and to fund my Roth IRA, and both of those are included in this budget, so I'm very, very excited about that fact. Let's be real, it's been a spooky, weird year, so let's finish out 2020 staying committed to our goals, to our financial goals, to budgeting, to tracking that spending, to increasing our income, to doing all of the things financially that we know make sense. It is really easy in the last 90 days, couple months of the year to let go of the gas pedal and to just kind of relax and get into spending too much. So let's try to avoid that. I'm gonna try, you guys try with me, and we will make it to 2021.